Hey coders, welcome back. In part 5 of our Scratch Tank game tutorial, we introduced basic collision detection, like the player's bullet hitting the enemy. Now in part 6, we're going to finish the job. We'll complete the collision logic, making sure the enemy's bullet can hit the player responds properly, and even brittle bricks break the way they should. By the end of this part, all our collision systems will be in place, bringing the core gameplay loop to life. Let's get into it. Now let's handle the enemy's bullet. We are already checking if the bullet is touching the edge and the player. But since we are no longer using the edge as a barrier, but we are using the solid and the brittle bricks, change the edge into solid brick and add the brittle brick as well. All these checks ensure the clone gets deleted. Add an additional when I start as a clone, we use a forever loop. Inside that loop, we check if the bullet touches the player. If it does, we stop the bullet from moving. We hide it, and we broadcast a message called player hit. Then we wait for the player to respond. Still inside the enemy's bullet, we also check if it touches the player's bullet. If it does, we stop the bullet from moving and hide it. This time, we don't broadcast anything. Now we need to duplicate this logic into the player's bullet. We'll make a few changes. We already have a repeat until loop that checks for edge, wall, or brick collisions. Now we add some changes to our duplicated logic. If the player's bullet touches the enemy's bullet, we move 0 steps. We hide. Then we stop this script. We also want to handle brittle bricks. So if the player's bullet touches a brittle brick, we wait for 0.01 seconds. We hide the bullet. Same for the enemy bullet. If it touches a brittle brick, we wait 0.01 seconds and hide it. Now let's go to the brittle brick sprite. When the clone starts, we go to clone X and clone Y. We show the brick, then we add a forever loop. Inside that loop, we check if the brick is touching the player's bullet or the enemy's bullet. If it is, we hide the brick. Now, the last thing we need to do is make sure the player takes damage. So we go to the player tank sprite. We start by dragging out the block. When I receive player hit, then inside this block, we add a forever loop. Inside the loop, switch costume to the hit costume. Wait for 0.4 seconds, then hide the player. And finally, stop this script that handles the damage effect when the player gets hit. Now let's go to the top of the player's script, where the player receives the message that the level is ready. Switch costume to tank. This resets the player's appearance before the game begins. And that's it. We now have a complete collision system between the player and the enemy, the player's bullet and the enemy, the enemy's bullet and the player, brittle bricks that break, and solid bricks that stop movement. The core of our tank game is now fully functional.